Okay, so just finding your nice comfortable seat on your chair, probably, or maybe on the floor. And then just working from your tailbone, just tucking that tailbone under slightly. So we're tipping the pelvis just a little bit, imagining that bowl of water that we don't want to spill forward or backwards. And then just finding length all the way to the crown of the head. And finding length in the back of the neck. Really feeling that top point of the head just reaching towards the roof, towards the sky. But just allowing for the natural curves of the spine. So finding that balance between effort and ease. Stiram, Sukham, Asanam. And then relaxing the muscles of the face. Relaxing the shoulders down. And then just with your eyes closed, just feeling if your head, neck, shoulders and hips are roughly in one line. And feeling like your sit bones are rooted into the chair or into the earth, nice and stable. While we're growing towards the light with lightness. And if it feels nice, coming into some deep belly breaths. Just feeding ourselves this morning with that extra nourishment. Just allowing our tummy to balloon and expand out. And at the end of the exhale, maybe tucking in the tummy just a little bit. And just remembering we've always got this breath to tune into at any time as we're going about our daily lives. And often if we want to feel more energized, we can focus more on the in-breath. So having a slightly longer in-breath. Or if we really want to calm ourselves down, focusing on a longer out-breath. So just knowing that this is our tool, our friend that we can use at any time. The first and the last thing that we do is to breathe. So it's always there. Just remembering to use it when we're stressed or before we're stressed. So we just take a few more deep breaths just to come into the here and now. Just putting aside all the efforts that it's taken for us to be here together today. And hopefully being pleased with yourself that you're taking this time for yourself. It's an investment of time to then give you more energy afterwards. Maybe bringing your hands into prayer if you'd like to, and bowing the head. And I invite you to set an intention and be for yourself plus one other being. maybe to thank yourself that you've put this time aside for your mental and physical health. And then maybe to another being for who's encouraged you this week. And we can dedicate today's practice to that being as well. Namaste. So I won't talk too much today because I think with a physical focus, it's more sort of when we're doing the poses that I'll sort of explain about the different tips of how to look after your knees. So I think if we go straight into our Kapalabhati today, so we can come back to a nice tall spine, maybe coming back a little bit from the back of the chair if you want to really use those back muscles. But you doing whatever feels right for you today. So we'll be taking 2 rounds of 25 breaths. So exhaling out through the nose repeatedly. So maybe 1 per second, or if you're used to it, maybe a little faster. Whilst at the same time, bringing the tummy in as you exhale out through the nose at a force that's right for you today. So if you'd like to close your eyes and then take a nice deep inhale and exhale out through the nose if you can. And when you're ready, you can start with the 25 exhales out through the nose. Bringing that tummy in to really tone the pelvic floor muscles and those core muscles. Whilst at the same time, really helping to clear the mind with this practice and get rid of more CO2 from the body. And when you've finished, take another deep inhale and exhale out through the nose. And just return to a normal breath. So really strengthening our respiratory system here. And keeping those muscles around the eyes and the jaw relaxed. And just checking with how you feel in your body and where you feel it. And if there's any aches or twinges, just send in compassion and love into those parts of the body. And then bringing your attention to your mind. Just noticing where your thoughts are by taking a step back. Just being a curious observer one more time. And just allow any thoughts or feelings, maybe just to pop them on a cloud and allow that cloud to float by gently. And then when you're ready, we can interlace our hands, palms facing out. Then inhaling the hands up to the ceiling, and then exhale, relaxing the face, shoulders. And when you're ready, you can start with the 25 exhales again through the nose. Again, maybe just checking in that that jaw isn't tensing up too much. And when you're ready, you can slowly relax the arms down, roll the shoulders back slightly. Take another deep inhale and exhale out through the nose if you can. And just go back to a normal breath again without any effort. And just check in with your body and your mind one more time. Just gifting yourself those few seconds. Just in stillness, just to see how you feel. Maybe just noticing a thought or a feeling, and then maybe putting a name to it. What is that? And just allowing it to be again. So not trying to fix anything, just allowing that feeling or thought to exist. And then we'll just move smoothly onto the Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, the balancing both sides of the brain and opening up different pathways to the brain. So bringing your right hand up, the first two fingers to the palm, and then thumb and ring finger to the edges of to each side of the nose. So again, using a count that's good for you. We'll try 6 today, but if 4's enough, that's absolutely fine. Perhaps if you're not so used to it, then 4 is absolutely enough. So we should not be struggling for breath with this. It should be a nice, quiet, sort of controlled breath, but it shouldn't take a lot of effort. So I'll just talk you through it and we'll just start. So inhale and exhale out through the nose, both nostrils. Then close right nostril with thumb and inhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Retain. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Retain. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Retain. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Retain. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Retain. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Retain. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And continue on your own. Inhale left this time. Doesn't matter if you get the order wrong. The main idea is just to be breathing in and out through both nostrils alternately. And maybe just noticing which side is clearer. Can be different on different days. And again, if the mind just wanders off, just with compassion, just bring your mind back to the practice. Then the next time you exhale out through the left nostril, you can finish the practice. And bring your hands down. Could be palms on your thighs or your knees for more of an inward gaze, or palms facing up for more of a receptive feel. And again, just taking that moment to notice how you feel in your nose, in your body, and in your mind. And just noticing those feelings. Maybe describing what they are with a word. And then just sitting with them, not trying to push them away or hold on to them, but just giving them room to be. So really just trying to get to know ourselves that little bit more. So just a few more breaths here. Just nourishing ourselves with some real deep quality breaths. Now, hopefully we've been fed enough from our breathing exercises. So we can get ready to stand, but having your chair to stand. So gently coming back to awareness. Then starting in a standing position, but having your chair within easy reach. So thinking about the knees again, like we've said, you know, it starts with the feet. So if we activate the feet and think about, if we're in doubt, always thinking about that mountain pose, the Tadasana. So we notice that if we activate the feet, the knees start to work and the legs start to work. So really it's about sort of noticing, you know, do we maybe stand on one side more than another, or, you know, do we tend to lean back? You know, that can be quite common. And just sort of gently training ourselves, sort of empowering ourselves really to make these little adjustments. And over time, you know, it really does make a difference. So starting from the feet, we can lift up our toes and then keeping the ball of the foot down, but the toes lifted, then replacing from baby toe to big toe, one toe at a time down on the mat and plugging in with those toes. Then notice how we're standing. You know, do we grip with the toes? You know, what are our habits here? You know, how could we have more of an even posture? Maybe it might be leaning forward a little bit. Maybe if you close your eyes, it's easier to tell maybe what are our habits here. And then if we still imagine that the arches of the feet are lifting, so it starts with visualizing it. So arches of the feet lifting, and then the rest of the feet really rooted down nice and strong. And then coming up the leg, we don't need to lock the knees, which we were saying last week. And I think we usually say, you know, no need to lock the knees. But if we engage those thigh muscles, those quadriceps, then we're really helping to protect the knees, because we're working on the stabilizing muscles around the knees. And it can be quite tricky when you say engage quadriceps, I've noticed. So, but if you put your hands there, I find that a lot easier. And then we know what we're talking about. But still maybe keeping the knees just a tiny bit soft. So really trying to keep those thighs engaged now, which may make us naturally activate the core and then tuck the tailbone under, but continue to breathe, still plugging in with the feet, growing towards the light. And then this time, just try and stay where you are, but lift your arms up to the sky. And then imagine you're stretching just a little bit. So stretching that torso up like we're reaching for the sky. And breathe. And then holding this here, this feeling here, but just bringing the arms down, not changing anything else. That can help us sometimes to just get that feeling of lift and lightness. You must continue to breathe deeply, so we're not holding on to anything here. We're trying to find a balance here between all things. And then finding that length from the back of the neck out through the crown of the head. And then just imagining that head, neck, shoulders and hips are in one line. And even just standing like this, maybe bringing the bringing the arms away from the body and then pulling those fingertips towards the earth. Maybe closing the eyes. And just feeling nice and strong in our base mountain position. We just need to be kind to ourselves because there's a lot to remember. But even this little practice can really make a difference. Make a difference to our mood and our physical body. And just taking a nice deep mountain breath here. And just remembering those principles for our other poses. And then opening our eyes, keeping some of that core engaged. And then we'll come into a gentle march to start with. Maybe inhaling out through the nose. Sorry, inhaling through the nose and out through the mouth, just to relieve any tension that we might have built up from practicing our mountain pose. So still feeling nice and strong, rooting into the earth and reaching towards the light. So feeling warrior-like from the inside out, really pressing those balls of the feet down, really meaning it. And just be quite empowering, like ready for action. Nice and energizing. Maybe lifting up the knees a little bit more. Breathing down the back of the heart into the tummy. And then slowing it down a little bit more. And then just doing the opposite, just allowing everything to let go. So shoulders, arms, feet, allowing ourselves to be heavy. So, you know, sort of a bit slumpy, just to feel that contrast. We shrink. We feel maybe that sort of tired feeling, can't be bothered feeling, maybe. Just notice how the shoulders round and maybe toes curl up, facial muscles tense. And then come back to the strong, meaningful march. Feel a lot taller now. So really warming up here. And then slowing down, pointing the feet a little bit more. And then if we just, maybe with the help of a chair, we can lift up one foot, circle the ankles round, nice and slowly. And the other way. Making some nice big circles there with our toes. And then inhaling the foot back, the toes back. Exhaling, pointing the toes. Inhaling, stretching the back of the calf here. Pointing the toes. And one more time, really holding it now to really stretch the back of our calves, engage that quadriceps again. And pointing. And then maybe bending the leg, bringing that one down. Then lifting up the left foot this time. Circle round again. Lovely. Keep the breath going. Allow the breath to keep you small, to keep you tall. And then the other way. How does that feel for you? And then again, keeping the foot up, inhaling with the toes back, flexing the foot, maybe pushing in with the standing leg, then pointing the foot. So working those different muscle groups in the legs to support the knee. Inhale back. Exhale, point again. And really take your time. So inhale back. Really pushing the ball of the foot out. And exhale, point. Lovely. Then bending the leg, bringing that leg down. Then bringing the hands up again, making a fist, thumb inside the fist, and then circling the wrists round. And the other way. Inhaling and exhaling all the time. Very nice. And then relaxing the hands down. And then we'll just come into our special sun salutation. So feet hip width apart. And when we bend the knees, trying not to allow the knees to go into each other. So keeping them more neutral if we can. So inhaling, prayer to the sky, exhaling, prayer towards the earth, wherever is good for you today. Inhaling, diving forward, exhaling, staying here with a flat back. Inhale, lifting one arm up, just taking the gaze up slightly. Exhale, down. Inhale, other arm up, using the core. Exhale, down. And then again, core pressing into the feet. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the heart this time. And again, keep it going. Inhale, reaching those fingers up towards the sun. Exhale, coming down as far as is comfortable. Inhale, looking up slightly, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, staying here. Inhale, one arm up for a gentle twist. Exhale, center. Other arm. Inhale up, exhale, center. And one more time, pushing in to the mat. Stretching up, really meaning it. Maybe arching the back a little bit if that's okay for you. And then exhale back to the heart. Beautiful. Very nice. So talking about the knees as well, with yoga, we were saying last week, it's more of a generally a low impact form of exercise, if you like. Whereas things like walking, running are more of a high impact exercise. So, often it's good to do, a mixture of those different exercises. But if you have sort of knee pain, for example, after maybe a lot of walking, it may be that you feel that you want to rest. But sometimes, the sort of research, if you like, can be that continuing with gentle, low impact exercise is better than, allowing the knee to stiffen up. So, yoga can help with that. And one of the things is to the shock absorbers in our knees, the menisci, we can actually, one of the nice things which I forgot to do last week is this kind of jiggle movement. So if we start just swinging the arms as we maybe jiggle the knees, you can hear my voice go with this. And it's just another sort of different movement, really, that can be also quite enjoyable and good for the knees. So just allowing the arms to swing this time. So completely different movement. So rather than sort of pounding our feet down, this can be a good one. Maybe if you've got knee pain and things, possibly. And then just bringing it back to neutral. So, because I didn't have time to do it last week, we'll talk about the warrior poses again. And I know some people might think, oh, you know, they're too strong for me, or I'm not into the warrior poses. They can be sort of as gentle as you like, really. And it's just adapting it to your body. So if we start on a chair, just going really gentle, not forcing anything. If we think about warrior 2, you know, if you see it in a picture, it'll be legs like so, with, so don't do this at the moment, but we can start, if bringing out that knee to the side is too much, we can start with the knee at the front instead, and then the other foot to the side. If it feels too much on the hips, or if you've got tight hips, that can be a good starting point. So starting from the chair. And then if we just think about the different principles here, so working from the back leg, we're finding again, like with Tadasana, all 4 corners of the feet going into the mat. And often we're perhaps not pressing in the little foot, the little toe side of the foot in as much as we could. So maybe if we just give a little bit more attention to pushing in that little toe side of the mat, side of the foot, and that often then naturally encourages the leg to engage the muscles. We don't need to lock that leg. And then we can think about maybe bringing the tailbone under and then gripping that glute muscle to really work the muscles around the knee, working the leg muscles. Then really finding those toes, finding roots growing out of those toes here. And then if you're sitting on the chair, maybe one of the sit bones, your right sit bone, is going into the chair. And then if you imagine in this pose that when you inhale, you're drawing all that energy up from like the pelvic floor and the tummy, you're inhaling all that energy up, and then exhaling, pulling out those spiritual swords, really pulling the fingers out. And again, relaxing the shoulders down, breathing, and maybe looking at the middle finger of the right hand to symbolize looking into the future. And when you're ready, relaxing the arms down. And I'll just show you the standing version of warrior. And again, if you're doing the standing version, it doesn't have to be that you bend all that way down. You know, you may see pictures and aspire to that, or think, well, that means it's not for me. So if you just start, if you want to, or you can watch, so you can start with your toes pointed forward and level with each other, and then remembering tucking the tailbone under, nice strong core. And then you can turn the right foot by lifting up the toes, allow the knee to move outwards, and then lifting up the heel to spread the toes. And then just check before you bend the knee, and it doesn't have to be much, but before you bend the knee, just check that you're not going to go over that ankle. So it must just be in line or back of the ankle. Otherwise, if you're going over the ankle, it's going to put too much stress on the knee and the ankle. So just caterpillar those toes slowly out if that's the case. But coming back to, because we have to get into this properly. So coming back to that back leg again, remembering what we've just said on the chair, finding all four corners of the feet, but paying particular attention to that little toe. And then coming up the leg, gripping with that glute again. And then just imagine that your hips are wanting to go out to the long side of the mat. And then maybe think about bending the knee over. The knee should track over the second toe, whilst at the same time you're imagining those hips opening out to the side. So if you are bending the knee, just make sure you can see that big toe so that you're tracking over the second toe. So you're not tracking one side too much or the other, so that we're then not twisting the knee. If you want, you can come out and rest for a minute before we add the arms. Okay, so bending maybe that front leg if that's right for you today. And then just remembering what we've said about inhaling, nice strong core, and then exhaling out those spiritual warrior swords. And breathing. And looking at the middle finger of the front hand. And then just starting to enjoy it. Building that strength from the core out to our spiritual swords. Come out if you need to, or do a couple of breaths here. Inhale, slowly coming out, relaxing the arms down, and then changing sides. So again, left foot this time, swiveling on the heel, so lifting up toes, and then the heel. Remembering that back foot, outside of the foot, rooting down, engaging the glute, quadriceps. Inhaling from the core, exhaling out, maybe bending that knee, tracking it over the second toe. And then maybe looking at the middle finger of the front hand. Inhaling and exhaling. And then slowly coming out and bringing the toes back to the front, and then heel toe the feet back to hip distance apart. Well done, everybody. I'm out of breath. I don't know about you. And what I was going to say as well is with the squats, it can be particularly good for knees to do like we did again last week, these half squats. So we don't need to go really deep. But if we just imagine toes are pointed forward. So I just need to get this straight. So toes pointed forward, hip distance apart, using the chair or arms out in front of you for balance. And when we go down, really thinking about the core straight back, tucking in the tailbone. And what was I going to say? Oh my goodness, that's just gone. Hang on a second. I was going to say, don't let your knees move inwards. So allow them just to move more outwards or forwards slightly, but don't let them go inwards. It's not so supportive for the knees. So arms out in front when you're ready. Remembering the core, we're going to exhale down slightly. Inhale up, pushing in with all of our feet. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, leading with that head. Exhale down. Better to do quality than quantity here. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Really squeeze. Use what you've got. Inhale up. Keep it going a little bit more. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Maybe hold this time if you want to. Exhale down. And slowly squeeze. You can really feel the difference there. Really good. Really good. And then before we do our relaxation, we'll come into our ballet moves again. So we're likely to need the chair here now. So again, finding that mountain pose. You can either lean one or two arms on the chair, or obviously without, if you're confident, you could have your hands on your hips. Then we'll lift the right foot up and then pointing forward, bending the foot, bringing the foot out to the side this time, bending the knee, bringing the foot to the back and activating the glutes again. So we're working on all different muscles here around the knee. Again, pointing forward, bend, point to the side, rooting in with the standing leg to help us, bend to center, toe behind us again, and to center. Keep it going. Toe to front, center, toe to side, a little bit quicker now, center, toe behind, squeeze the glute, center, point in front, center, point to the side, center, and point, activate the glute, and center, and other side. So point with the left foot this time in front to center, point to the side, push in with the standing leg, center, activating the left glute, pointing behind, center, and keep it going, point forward, center, a little bit quicker, point side, center. How does it feel? Point behind, center, point forward, center, side, center. Lovely. Behind, center. And then we'll just come up on our toes again, inhaling up and exhaling down with control. Inhale up, squeezing the core, squeezing those quad muscles again. Exhale down. We're really activating the feet here as well, which goes all the way up our legs, knees, thighs. Really making that nice strong scaffolding for our legs, which affects the whole body as well. Up and down, up, squeeze, and down. Maybe adding an arm or both arms, stretching up and down, up and down. Or you could lose the heels and just do the arms, stretching up, stretching those lovely swan wings, up and down. And as we stretch up, keeping the torso there, but just moving the arms down, finding that strength in our bodies, just the arms down. And one more time, stretching up, keeping it there, just the arms down. Lovely, very nice. So now it's time for your Shavasana. I hope you're a little bit energized now. So now it's time to completely relax or work towards completely relaxing, but whilst being fully conscious is the idea of this pose, which is really the skill that we're all learning. Can be a real challenge to be still, but not falling asleep. So just find a nice, comfortable position. Maybe grab a cushion for behind your back. Just really look after yourself here. And we can adopt these principles, you know, when we're relaxing anywhere. So working from the toes again, coming into a body scan. Relax your toes. Relax your feet. Relax your ankles. And relax your lower legs. And relax your knees. And relax the backs of your thighs and the fronts of your thighs. Relaxing your pelvis and your hips. And feeling your entire lower body sinking more and more towards the earth. And relax your lower back and your middle back and your upper back. And just notice the movement of your tummy as you breathe in and out. And just notice the movement of your chest as you breathe in and out. And feel relaxation moving over your shoulders, down your arms to your fingertips. And allow relaxation to move over your neck and your scalp and your face. Allow those eyes to fall back into their sockets. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Relax your jaw. Relax the roof of your mouth. And allow your tongue to spread and widen. And allow your throat to soften and open. And just let relaxation flow down to your heart and let it bathe all of your internal organs that are just nourishing here as you deserve. And just allow any remaining tension or gripping in parts of the body just to gradually release with the breath. There is nothing more to be done at this moment. So we'll just stay here for a couple of minutes. Surrender to the pose. And now it's time to breathe new life back into your body so you can deepen your breath. Allow that breath to energize you for your afternoon ahead. Maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring some small movements back. Have a nice stretch. I have a song. It was my mum's suggestion, but I don't know if you're going to hear it very well. But I thought, considering this, well, my mum thought, considering the weather that we've both been having, it's quite suitable. So got a bit of tap dancing. So it's singing in the rain, but I, wrong song. Where have you gone? Oh, here we go. Oh, it's the speakers working better now. It needed charging. You can use your chair if you want to do some tap dancing. You can pretend to tap dance.
Just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above.
Just remember this one next time it rains.
Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. I walk down the lane with a happy refrain.
Shuffle, ball change,
singing,
ball change,
singing
ball
in
change.
the rain. Dancing in the rain.
Get ready. Bum, bum. Oh, no, it wasn't, was it?
I'm happy again. I'm singing and dancing in the rain.
Oh, this is the bit, isn't it? Mum's dancing with her headphones. choir. Singing in the rain. Tap dancing again. Shuffle ball change. Shuffle hop step. It's the best dancing in the world, tap dancing. Such fun.
I'm dancing and
Singing in the rain. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming.